We've got Sarah Pendrick from the Girl Talk Network, our game GirlTalk.0, and we're translating Tinder today on It's Complicated.
You're listening to It's Complicated with your hosts Jennifer Golden and Lauren Leonelli, coming to you live from the AfterBuzz TV studios in Los Angeles, California.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of It's Complicated.
The struggle's real when you're dating in the city.
I'm Lauren.
And I'm Jen, and today our drink of the day is this sparkling wine called RSVP, because you're going to want to RSVP to the guest we have today's events, because there's some good ones.
There are some
You want to get on the list for that. I leave it to you to open these up.
I'm going to open it up. But today, speaking of our guest, we have Sarah Pendrick, the founder of GirlTalk Network. She is in. We're going to talk to her about a bunch of stuff, especially Girl Talk. Girl Talk is a non-profit platform for women of all walks and stages of life. Girl Talk focuses on women supporting women, empowering others, connecting, inspiring, and giving back while creating life-changing events for women in our communities. Girl Talk also holds workshops and meetups throughout the year to connect and inspire women. It's mostly focused on women, but it's like kind of inclusive about everybody, you know.
Well, guys, the famous Girl Talk event is called Connect and Inspire,
Yes.
and it happens 2 or more times a year, and it connects like-minded women and gives their attendees access to an empowering panel of motivational speakers, influencers, and celebrity speakers, plus so many other fun surprises with many of their beauty partners. So it's like the best girly day of your life, and girly in the sense that it's like for girls, by girls, and that's what the story is. Mm-hmm. It's not like you're like doing each other's hair and like having a pillow fight. No. Although you could if you wanted to, but like that's not what it's about.
No, it's like a little bit more.
Yeah,
like
adulty.
Yeah, it's adult. It's a more adulty than that. And there's a charity aspect of Girl Talk. It's part of their foundation. This is a nonprofit sector where Sarah travels with a few other speakers to schools around the United States to provide free self-love program for young women. Because you know how it can be in school, like when you're in elementary school or junior high, like that kind of helps to have like an older influential woman come in and like tell you, you know, like don't, you know, love yourself, stand up for women, empower women, support other women, don't bully other girls. Like that's something that should be more talked about. So we love that she's doing that
100%. And it's like so crazy. I mean, we all talk about, you know, reforms in terms of education and things of that nature. Well, they don't teach practical knowledge in school.
No,
and then
don't.
They rely upon the parent to teach the kids to be decent humans. Yet the parents are working, and especially working now because people need to get like 1 or 2 jobs just to even have a family.
Yeah.
And so no one's home to make the kid a decent human. So they have to learn it in school. However, that's not on the program. So it's great that there are programs like this that come into the school
that teach you life lessons.
Yes.
That you should know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, you know, how to celebrate things.
Yeah.
With champagne.
With champagne. There you go.
Thanks. I don't think we learned this in college, not necessarily in high school or, you know.
I mean, well, you shouldn't be learning it until college, but
hey.
Sometimes things progress a little earlier than they should.
Yeah. Cheers. Cheers to Girl Talk.
Cheers. Well, that's tasty.
Well,
We're
RSVP
definitely
and buy
RSVPing
yourself a
to
bottle. They sell it at Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
And a Trader Joe's near you.
I like it.
Me too. So, guys, we're going to talk to Sarah about why she thinks it's important to change the meaning of Girl Talk, why she's on a quest to spread the movement for girl power, how to start real conversations about women supporting women nationwide, and how we all can support each other when experiencing dating and relationships.
Yes.
You go, girls.
Yes, you go, girls, because we know we all turn to each other for that advice. So let's support each other too, okay?
Let's say nice things like, you're not cute enough for him.
And also, like, he didn't work for me. Why don't you take a stab at it? Or let him take a stab at you. Ha 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 ha.
Oh, boy.
Ha. I mean, I went there.
Oh, brother.
Okay, but before we get into all of that jazz, we are going to fill you in on what we've been up to over the last week. We're going to air our dirty laundry. I still, we make like notes for the show that you will see us referring to if you're watching. I, made these notes like probably 4 days ago. Still don't remember what I did Friday night. I literally cannot tell you what I did.
Maybe you stayed in.
I don't know what I did.
Okay, well, it's a big mystery.
Mom, why are you calling me right now? Don't you know that I am?
My mom sent me a text
That's
message
rude.
too.
She's supposed to be my biggest fan, and it's like, should I answer it?
No, but also my mom sent me a text and like not break a leg, but you are my best friend.
I want to answer it and put her on speaker. Hold on.
Oh.
Hi, Mom. Why don't you say hi to all the listeners because you're on my radio show or my podcast right now? Thanks for calling. Aren't you supposed to be my biggest fan?
I am your biggest fan.
So how do you not know that I'm in the middle of a show right now?
I'm so sorry.
Fine.
Hi, Deb.
Jen says hi.
Hi.
Okay. Say hi to everyone and say bye because now I'm going.
Hi, everybody.
Okay, bye. Mom.
Yours called you. Mine sent me a Bitmoji that says you're my best friend. Like right at the
Stop
same time.
it. She did not.
Yes. And now her Bitmoji has blonde hair.
Wait, well, Jan's hair has gotten a little lighter.
Every other day. It's like 50 first dates with her. It's always a different hairstyle.
Anyway, but see, look at our moms are supporting us. They're teaching us that she's your best friend, and my mom has no idea that I'm in the middle of a podcast, but whatever.
At least they love us enough to contact us. I guess that's we
good.
We have blessings.
We are. Friday night or Saturday night, I went to a movie premiere. It was for Make a Film Foundation. It's like Make-A-Wish. And they basically have this group of people that work together to pull like Hollywood elite behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, actors. I'm talking Johnny Depp, J.K. Simmons, Laura Dern. They were all
there?
in this movie for this kid who had a terminal illness and was making movies before, wanted to make a movie. They all pulled together. We've got like the woman who wrote oh my gosh, her name's Dakota something or other, or Diablo something or
Diablo
other.
Cody.
Yeah, there we go. She
wrote Juno.
Yes, she helped write the film. There was the director of Twilight helped direct. Like there was all these. Anyway, it was awesome to, unfortunately the boy passed away, but it was
but wonderful that this happened.
Yes,
in his memory.
and that people pull together to do that. It was great to be there.
I just got chills in one leg.
Great. It was awesome to see. Cute movie. It was great. I found my.
What is it called? Wait, how can people see it?
Make a Film Foundation is what it's called. So if you want to know more about it, it's makeafilmfoundation.org, and you can see how if you live in LA, you can be part of it. Like we could all go and be in the movie. I know the woman that like heads it and casts the parts.
Let's do it.
So it's anyway. It was awesome to see.
If we're gonna act, we should act for a purpose.
For a purpose. Yeah. I found my inner goddess on Sunday. Jen and I will talk about that more in a second. I also then, after finding my inner goddess, decided to go and cook and make a homemade lasagna for my boyfriend and his daughter. And let me tell you, I am Italian, but lasagna is no effing joke.
Did you make your own noodles?
No, I did not roll the dough, but I did the sauce from scratch.
Oh,
like it was a thing. Anyway, I went to the Clippers playoff game the other night. That was fun. And Jen, what did you do?
I did so many things, starting with nothing on Friday night. A big nothing.
Maybe I did nothing too.
That's what I'm gonna. It's if it's something you can't remember. I stayed in with Mochi. It was girls' night in. We had a really great time together. Then Saturday I had a big day. It was sort of like a me day during the day. I like went to yoga with some friends. Then I had like Glam Squad come do my hair at my house, which was so great.
So
I don't know if you are in a city with Glam Squad, it's great. They come to your house and do your blowout or your makeup or your nails, whatever. It's
they do nails too?
Yeah, they do, but they don't do gel nail.
No gel nail.
No gel nail.
Damn it.
Anyway, then I went to a barbecue, which was super fun. It was like in someone's house on the hills, and it was very relaxing, and it was rosé and Mexican food and
get better
a
than
puppy, and it was really fun. And then I practiced saying no to going out and doing more than I wanted to do that day. I was like, you know what? I could go out because like who knows who I'll meet and like that kind of thought process and like force myself to go, but I was like, nah. I had a big day today.
Yeah.
I don't have to really just like keep pushing myself. I knew that Sunday we had a big day. So I was like, nope, I'm going to stay in with my dog and we're going to watch some movies.
That's honestly, I hate to sound cliche and we say this all the time. That is fun.
It is.
I love staying home and like getting in my bed early and watching the freaking Housewives.
Well, I think here's the thing. Once you get over the hump of like FOMO and you like get past the idea that you're missing out, which you're not, because there's never anything that
there is never
profound that like unless it's somebody's birthday or an occasion of which will never ever ever happen again.
Yeah.
Then you are missing nothing because it will happen again. I guarantee you. It happens every night and every weekend with the same group of people, and I'm sure you won't miss out.
She's like the Men's Warehouse guy. She guarantees it.
I do. Or your money back. back. And then, I don't know how to replace your time, but whatever.
We'll figure it out.
So did that. Also, I practiced practicing what I preach, which was I was talking to somebody on Hinge, which is now my favorite, surprisingly, but it is. So I was talking to some guy, and he asked me, like, oh, what are you doing today? I said very quickly, I'm going to yoga. What are you doing? He said, I just got out of hot yoga. I said, where do you go? And he said, Y7. This is a yoga place that I don't like. But anyway, he went there, and he goes, where are you going? Tell me how cool you are. And I was like, oh, no, he didn't.
What?
Yeah.
What did that
Okay,
mean?
so that means if we're going to get into this later, but what that actually means is like you go to a yoga place, so that's like what cool people do. So tell me what kind of cool place you go to. Like, how cool are you? Do you go to like this kind of yoga place or like a trendy yoga place?
What
First of all,
an idiot.
the worst guy in the world. So first of all, the place he goes is actually super freaking trendy and not my cup of tea.
Barf Wyison.
Totally. So I write back. I like namaste'd for a quick sec, and I write back, hey, sorry, what was your goal in saying that to me?
Right, and?
He unmatched me.
What a fucking dick.
Totally. But
Good
the
thing you
point
see.
is,
But what you did in that moment was, that is bullshit. I'm going to call you out on it. And then he confirmed the bullshit by doing something even more bullshit.
all he had to have said was, oh, sorry, I was just, I'm so jaded from living in LA, and like a lot of people,
Right, Jen.
a lot of people do yoga, and like not all the people are really that into yoga. It's more just like cool to take photos. So I wasn't sure what kind of person you are. Sorry for assuming the wrong thing. You're probably a really great girl. And in that moment, I would have said, you know what, I forgive you for your assumption, because when people assume, you make an ass out of
you and me.
Really just you. I
You.
think we stop at you because you're just assuming.
Yeah, true. No.
I'm
No.
not the person who did anything in this regard. I
No.
just went to yoga like a nice little girl. Like I went to yoga namaste.
No, he
Made it a whole thing.
You were right on calling him out, because then he proved that is what he was doing.
So idiotic. The things people say and do on apps, because I think they're just trying to like cut through the clutter and they want to stand out, or they're just over it, so they're like jaded, and then they say the dumbest thing because
and
they don't care.
They also have the safety of the screen in front of them. Like nobody would say that to your. Well, maybe people would say it to your face. They'd be less likely to say it to your face. It's like that's.
Well, I'm on a mission, and I'm going to keep up with it. I'm going to live my
Good.
truth, and I'm going to find out why the hell you said the shit you said.
Good. Call him out.
I will. So anyway, then we became
Yes.
super goddesses
We did.
with all of our magicalness of
Yeah.
being a woman. And it's great that we're talking about girl talk today, because there's something to be said for being a woman, and not in like a, I don't even know. Like,
Not in an exclusive way. Like, we're not trying to exclude people.
No.
And the woman that spoke at the event we were at made really good points. Like, there's nothing wrong being a woman. Like, you don't have to like overcompensate or talk. It just is what it is. Like, you're a receiver. Receive. Like, enjoy being a woman and the things that mean womanhood.
and you can be, okay, so being a goddess, to her at least, and it resonated with me, it means that you are a multifaceted human, which means that you've got your warrior side, which means you can be a ball buster, you can be strong in work, you can be the person that solves
let's say
problems.
a pussy buster, not a ball buster.
Sure. And then also, like, you can be compassionate, because
Yeah.
you can be loving and understanding and empathetic, and you can be helpful and the person people cry on their shoulder. And then you also can be sensual, and you're not a slut. You're just a sensual individual, which is why people like women, because they're sensual. Like, if you take away any of those components, like, then
It's
you're just
not-
conforming to be something else that you're not. And
Right.
like, you're losing sight of your womanhood.
And she made a good point that she talked a lot about all of those things that you just focused on are looked upon negatively. Like, if you're sensual, you're potentially a slut. If you're, like a hardcore woman, then you're not feminine enough. If you're too compassionate, you're emotional and you're dramatic. And it's like, why can't those things all be good things? Like,
Right.
the societal view upon those things has turned negative, mainly because, and this is not in a feminist overly feminist way, but mainly because our society is driven by a male perspective, just because it is, not because we're angry about it, just because that's the factual evidence.
Right.
So those things have been, like, we made a point at the party to be like, yeah, grow some balls. It's like, the Betty White made that kind of famous when she was in an interview and was like, why would I want to do that? Balls are way more sensitive than a vagina.
Right. Like, you blow on them and they cry.
And we have babies, and look at us.
Yeah, we're doing just fine. And multiple babies at that.
Multiple. Oh, speaking of babies too. when we get into our celebrity baggage claim in a second, we
I was
have.
like, what? Are you pregnant? Tell
No,
us
oh my
all.
God, your face just like, I was like, why is she looking at me
I
like
was
that?
so
Could you
confused.
imagine
I
if
was
I
like,
was
what are you
like,
gonna say?
yep, pregnant, pour me some champers?
Yeah, excite you well. Well,
No.
by the time I get pregnant, they'll figure it out where you can drink and baby make at the same time.
Guess what? You can drink, but whatever.
So real fast, running through the rest of it, I had a date on Monday night,
yeah.
which is so odd that I've been having dates on Monday nights, but maybe that's the new date night
because
because it's harmless and you go in with the idea of like actually getting to know someone, but also you've got like a time crunch because it's a Monday.
I like it.
So anyway, we went to our friend's bar, Pearls, had a really lovely time, couple glasses of wine each, shared some food, great conversation. He's a dog father. I'm a dog mother. I asked him if one of his services he provides is walking both dogs at night because I really don't like walking my dog at night. And so he said he would walk her if we were to one day get there.
She's embracing her womanhood there.
I am. I'm like, you know what? I do a lot of things. That's just not one of them. So that was really nice. He's away now for a while, so we'll see if we see each other
But
again
I like
when he
that.
gets back.
Take some time.
Just whatevs. Also, I'm planning a singles event for my alumni committee for UM people. So that'll be really
Can
fun.
only UM people go?
No, you can come too, because I'm the one planning it. So I
And
say.
I'm also not single, and I'm also not UM.
Right,
But
you're
whatever.
there. You're there to
It's
chaperone me.
fun.
And then also, speaking of baby making, so our girlfriend, she actually is a little bit older than us. She is like finding her fairy tale. She's engaged now to a guy. She's about to have a baby.
What?
No, you know.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
She just taught her last yoga class in LA last night, and I went to it, and it was like, I looked at her and I was like, wow. Like, her path is very different than what I would have thought my path might be, or like what I think because of timing and like you assume you're supposed to do things by a certain time. Her path is like different.
Mm-hmm.
It happened later in her like younghood. Like, she's, I think, 40 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's doing all these things, moving to Sonoma, like living that wine life. She's going to have a baby, teach yoga, live with her dude, and they have a magical fairy tale
so
life
great.
together.
I love it.
I love it too. And I'm like, you know what? There is hope for me yet. And it doesn't have to be on my timeline.
Doesn't. You gotta let go of that.
Gotta let go.
I know I need to let go of it too, not just you.
Yeah.
So speaking of babies and having babies, really quick, we're going to talk about Serena Williams. Just touch on it because she is having a baby. And also, did you know that she won the U.S. Open whilst pregnant?
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
I think
you
she's
do the math, she was pregos.
I think she's the only one to ever do that.
Because a lot of people get tired when they're pregnant, or like barfy, or like don't want to work out, or like whatever it is that like, you know, it just changes your body and your energy level. And she won the freaking U.S. Open with a baby in her belly.
And also,
it's a lot of bouncing for that
it's
baby.
a lot of bouncing for that baby. I mean, I don't know. Are you really supposed to work out that hard when you're first
I
pregnant?
think I don't know if it's when you're first pregnant, you're supposed to be probably like less physical, but you can do activities you're used to. So she's been playing tennis since she was freaking born.
Yeah, so it's like whatever.
But the whole thing about dating an athlete is once you like date an athlete, you're sort of like now in the news. Like that's like the new thing.
Yeah, the athletes in Hollywood have been kind of like
Melding.
like Tom Brady and Giselle. Like it's been happening for a while. So it's
Puts you on the map.
It puts you on the map, and it's like kind of a good combo. I mean, besides like Aaron Rodgers and Olivia Munn and stuff, like breaking up. I mean, people break up or whatever.
Hey, but you know what? That was on the map for while it lasted. Tiger Woods was like a celebrity couple. There's other ones too. I mean,
tons.
there's sadly Carmelo Anthony and Lala, but bye.
I mean, Andre Agassi and Brooke Shields a long time ago. I mean,
Andy
there's
Roddick and Brooklyn Decker.
been happening for a while.
It's a sexy mix. I'm not mad at it.
I'm not mad at it either. And divorce happens, we just said. And really quick, Amber Heard is coming out with Elon Musk now. I mean, what?
Honestly, that is to me like super sexy of a match. I want to date Elon Musk.
Okay,
I'm really upset about this.
Maybe you can go to Mars with him.
I would like to. I mean, the guy is 45. Okay, he's already been married 3 times, twice to the same woman. And he's a tall drink of water.
I don't think he's attractive at all. I think he's very odd looking. But
I
whatever.
think he's gotten more attractive over the years. He's got like a cute little haircut now. He's got style. I mean, he's only worth $14 billion or something. I'm pretty sure he can
is
find
not
the clothes.
worth any more than you or I. He just
No,
happens
but
to have that money.
Right, sure. I mean, and his patents are pretty much worth that.
Yeah.
And they're not my patents, so I don't have that.
I understand what you're saying.
Yes, exactly. But so the guy seems like a cool dude if you look at like his lifestyle and like he's got a charity and he's coming out with these cool things and he's like, I don't know, when I think of somebody that's like invented a company that's like all that worth, like I wouldn't see somebody that's 45 and think like,
No, yeah, he's young
I would think
for all
it's an
that.
old dude,
Yeah.
like an Albert Einstein-y kind of person.
Like the guy that Erica Jane is married to on
Tom.
The Housewives.
Tom. Yeah, like that kind of thing. But like, no, I had to look up Elon Musk because I'd never seen what he looked like. But I was like, what? Get out of here with that.
Yeah. And speaking of the Housewives, we're going to do a quick reality recap because the Housewives are full of surprises. You think they stop and they don't, because guess what? Those our favorite Bravo celebrities, they have been dating, just like the Hollywood athlete and elite thing. The Housewives has done this too. Sonia Morgan dated Jack Nicholson.
Who knew? And George Clooney dated Carol Radziwill.
Yeah, and
I can see those two together for
Lizzie from OC dated Nick Lachey.
Okay.
Bethany Frankel and Eric Stonestreet.
I would have never put those two together.
I know.
That's the most
I think
bizarre
that
thing
was
ever.
a rumor. I don't know that.
I think they might have been friends. I don't know. This is all very odd. Brandy Glanville dated Gerard Butler and also Ben Stiller, which is super weird.
Guys, Kim Richards could have been the first lady because she dated Donald Trump.
Yeah.
What a fucking weird combination.
Odd. Phaedra Parks and Shamar Moore
Hey,
might
girl.
actually still be dating.
I think they should.
Hello, they're both beautiful humans.
And Russell Simmons and Cynthia Bailey.
Well, and
Katie Roast.
So, like, he gets around.
He gets around. And you guys, the Real Housewives getting good. These women are arguing. I cannot wait to see Dorinda and Sonia argue more. Keep watching it. It's really good.
Man, those girls are very catty, which we're going to talk about.
They're very
with our
catty.
guest
But
today.
I think they just get caught up in it, and then the show kind of like
exacerbates it. Because
it.
they're basically like confront this person on camera, whereas like you would normally pull someone aside and not embarrass them and berate them in front of a public forum.
It's about to happen next
anyway,
week.
speaking of berating people,
Oh
we're
my
going to
God.
berate the people that do these things on Tinder.
Oh my
We're going
God.
to translate Tinder really fast with some key phrases people use in their profiles. All right. Here, if you've seen this, you're going to see, you've seen
If
these
you've
all.
seen this comment, we're going to tell you what they actually
really
mean.
Okay, I'm new to the city. Means I don't own a car.
In Los Angeles for X amount of days looking for fun, I just want casual sex.
I have 4.9 stars on Uber. There's nothing interesting about me.
I enjoy traveling and good food. There is nothing interesting about me.
I love trying new things. There is still nothing interesting about me.
I work hard and I play hard. There is nothing interesting about me, but at least I have a job, which, there we go.
There we go. I love what I do. There is nothing interesting about me, but again, at least I have a job.
I appreciate the finer things in life. I'm insufferable, but I will probably take you to a nice restaurant and pick up the check. Yay!
Yay, I'm a gentleman. There is 100% chance that I hold the door open for you and a 40% chance that I date rape you.
Oh.
And a 100% chance I'm unattractive.
Oh, and that too. I'm not your typical LA guy. I'm literally exactly what you picture as an LA guy, but I'm too cheap to pay for my food and bottle service. I don't know that anything is more true than that.
Yeah, I mean, geez almighty. I'm looking for a girl who's in shape but not obsessive. You should eat on our dates, but hopefully not during the rest of the week.
I mean, what the fuck? I value humility and generosity a lot. I make a big fucking deal out of it every time I tip 20%, despite the fact that it's generally accepted among civilized people, and this is the standard, and you shouldn't, make a big freaking deal about
You're
it.
not
Just
special.
do
This is
it.
just what people do.
Do it.
Ugh. Looking for someone who makes me want to delete this app. I will ask you what we are on our second date.
Yeah, scary. I'm
Clinger.
highly educated. I went to a second-tier Ivy League school, and I'm still super insecure about it. Go Big Red Bears.
What the hell is a big red bear?
They're just a stupid
I don't know, some
mascot.
Ivy school
Yeah.
thing. Sapiosexual. I'm insufferable.
Foodie. I'm insufferable.
I know the difference between your and your.
I hate that.
I'm insufferable, but at least my text messages will be well
I
punctuated.
can't even. Coffee snob, I would already just be like, who the hell are you? I'm so much more than insufferable on a really, really deep level. I can't. I know.
How
That's
about
so
this?
not my type.
Angel investor. I'd like you to know that I'm rich.
Yeah, I love flying planes. I'd like you to know that I'm rich.
Dilettante. I'm supported by my parents, but for what it's worth, my parents are rich.
I mean, again. I can tie a cherry string with my tongue. I really want you to know that I'll go down on you a lot, but honestly, I'll need so much positive validation for it. It's really not worth either of our time. Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
I mean-
Travel.art.design.film. I love Urban Outfitters and live downtown.
Oh my God, there's one on here that I have to skip to. Writer, director, actor, waiter, Lyft, Uber driver, a slashy.
A slashy with no real occupation
I
and they're
love
just
it.
aspiring.
I love it.
Which is why I wrote in my profile, no starving artists need apply.
Ugh, I mean, I can't even. There's a million of these, you guys. They're really funny. I mean,
We could go on for days. We'll probably just bring it back, every week.
I mean, there's
because-
another on Tinder just for fun. Gonna try really hard to convince you that I shouldn't wear a condom is like amazing.
I Chihuahua.
I mean, guys do that all the time. I'm not gonna lie, I may or may not have fallen for it before. It's bad, but I mean, listen, they all do it. I feel like
They do. I've got one last one. I'm fluent in sarcasm.
Oh, yeah.
That means I'm from the Midwest and have nothing else to say, and I'm not sharp. I'm just punny.
I don't like that.
I don't either.
I'm from the Midwest is a really, 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 really good, like, accurate thing.
Listen, if somebody just wrote "I'm from the Midwest," I would assume that means then they're like a really down to earth
Totally.
dude, that they're family oriented.
They should just say
They
that.
like sports. No, but here's the thing. The sarcasm also goes with the Midwest because they are sort of like bro-y and like they went to some college with all their bros.
No, but they
and they're
should-
really sarcastic. So like it's another facet of being from the Midwest, but I would lead with "I'm from the Midwest" because
That's what I'm
assume you're a
saying. I
good
would
dude.
just say it.
Yeah,
Yes, I would
don't
just
know.
say it. Well,
and
anyway.
also sarcasm doesn't get me. I would rather you're just witty, you're smart, you're an intellectual, or how about just write something awesome as your opening line, and then I will talk to you.
I agree.
Don't use sarcasm to lead, guys.
Yeah,
Don't.
I totally
I too will.
agree.
Anyway,
Yeah.
our guest is in the studio. Well, hello, Sarah.
Hi, what's up, everyone? Hi, girls.
Hi. Okay, wait.
cheers,
I'm gonna,
'cause we have some champagne for you.
I'm gonna
Oh, yes.
You're gonna
take my
facilitate?
things off and be your bartender.
She's really
I
good.
love it.
Service.
Bottle
Yes.
service.
Yes. Can you scoot slightly to the middle there? There we go. Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Only the best for you.
I know.
This is girl
I
time.
mean, you just broke out the like nice cups.
Oh, yeah.
Everything.
Oh,
Thanks.
yeah.
All right, guys.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. So we know you through our mutual girl. Oh, look at you breaking
I'm
the
just
set.
running into things
Oh,
on the
whatever.
set. No
It's
big
fine.
deal.
Just a photo of us. We know you through our mutual girlfriend, Alex Worley.
Yes.
And we attended one of your events at Blushington.
Yes.
Which was
that was so fun.
So much fun.
Yes.
And then also another one at Ceremony Meditation where we did yoga and like meditated, and it was really amazing. We've been talking about your events every time we attend one. We talk about it on air. So tell us, how did you create Girl Talk?
So I created Girl Talk just because I wanted a place for every woman in each stage of life to be able to go, and just a place to be real, like talk about real things, create this movement of supporting each other. And that's like why we do the events, for people to come together, collab, have fun, celebrate, like literally be real. And then I created the foundation that the proceeds from the events go to, so we can pass that on to the next generation and just really have this like girl power, like coming together vibe, because I totally honestly like believe in that so much, and I just want to spread it everywhere.
What made you? I mean, I feel like going to these events and being around Alex and you and girls at these events and things of that nature inspire me to actually actively think about those things. But what inspired you to get on this wagon of like?
Yeah, I love that you said that. That makes me feel so good.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Thanks. I always think about how I want women to feel like at the event and after, so I love hearing that. You know, just like dealing with mean girl stuff and like competition and jealousy. And
Yeah.
I had my first business plan at 18. That's why I did the school program, and I didn't know what to do with it. I mean, bless my dad, but he thought I was just going to get married. He's like, why do you even have a business plan? And like, I had no mentors or anyone to like help me. And then my friends were in a different place. And like, I don't know, going my freshman year, like the older girls being mean. And
Like to college, you mean?
freshman year
in
of high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Right.
they were mean to you, and
Yeah.
like you just obviously that stuck with you.
Yeah, exactly.
What did they do? What did they say?
So I feel like from our school, like from 8th grade, they like got sized up, and they like knew the girls that were like coming into freshman year. And I just remember being at a party, like my first party, so excited, and like this guy said hi to me, and I'm like, oh hey, like didn't even know who he was. I think he was a sophomore. And I literally woke up the next morning and my house was like teepeed, like written like slut, stay away from our guys.
That's what we're talking
and,
about.
Like,
Damn.
I was like, what? Like I had no idea what it was about. Later down the road, I figured like, oh, this guy said hi to me. And that was like what it was about. But that was like so scarring to me. And it
Sure.
was like my first week in high school. And I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
So I just think little things like that kept happening. And then just talking to girls. And I'm always like the one that helps my friends and their relationships. I'm like, I want to create this movement to just like all come together and like try as hard as we can to like squash that shit.
Yeah, it's
that.
so yes,
Could you
of course.
imagine though, like just going back to that, like when you were in school, like if I had a daughter, and then she did that to any other human being, I would banish her. I don't know, like I would banish myself because like obviously I failed as a parent. Because like how do you have such a demon child to go do that to other people.
I think they just don't know too.
Yeah.
It's like awareness, or one girl wants to do it and then the rest like thinks like, oh, this will be fun. Because I actually had 2 girls after call me and like apologize and tell me like why they did that, and I'm actually really good friends with one of them now, which is funny. But just like, I don't know, that's what I'm saying, like for girls to be like, okay, I'm not gonna do that. Like,
Girls do, like, I had a lot of mean girl crap in high school too.
Yeah.
And I remember I was a freshman and I was dating this guy that was a junior, and so trust me, that was
Gosh,
like
that's
the
where it all
end of the
starts.
what's where it all starts. And I had a lot of that crap, and finally to the point where this girl would like literally harass me in the hallway every day and like try and start fights with me. So I was like, all right, I want to talk to you about this, but I can't do it outside, because if I do that, you get like a crowd of people around us waiting for like a fight to start, and I'm not getting suspended from school to fight you. Like, you're ghetto and annoying. And I brought her I made like the counselor call her into the office, and I was like, so explain to me why you harass me every time I walk by you. Like, she would just say shit, and she was like, honestly, I just do it because I know I can. And she got like really real with me. Like, I don't even know why. Like, there's really no reason. Like, I know you won't say anything back to me. Like, it was like a way to get her to like open up and talk instead
That's
of
awesome.
But like, I think that if you try and get to that point and support women and focus on that, like, and support each other. Like, she had a vulnerable moment, even though I think she's a bitch.
Yeah.
Still, it was a moment for her to be like, okay, I guess she's really just trying to talk to me right now, even though she didn't deserve that time from me. But
Well, I do feel like too that with that, if you didn't have the relationship until that moment, like you didn't confront her face to face, she could do it sort of like hiding behind a screen, but she could do
Totally.
it across
Oh,
the hallway.
gosh,
So like
yeah.
you could say anything you want at somebody, but if they respond to you, that's when it actually becomes a real conversation.
Totally.
So until somebody reacts, like you sort of have carte blanche to do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
You
Exactly.
shouldn't, because you're a bunch of assholes, but
Yeah.
people do that, and girls do that. It's like this weird I don't know, why do you think that happens? Why do you think girls are so competitive with each other, or can be?
I think it's literally just comes down to like them not feeling enough. So they're like intimidated, or they see someone else doing something, they think it like is going to take away from them. And like, I know all those quotes like, I'm enough. Like, I'm just like, I love those quotes, but like, let's get into like what they really mean. Like,
What do you think they really mean?
I just think like I'm enough, like I'm not enough or you're enough. It really just means like you might not think, like you think because someone got that job, like then your opportunity, you don't have another opportunity. And I think like the reason that people react is usually like a loss or less of something. And so you feel a loss if you didn't get something that you wanted, and you just like react, and you're insecure, and you don't realize like that's actually a blessing. Like even in relationships, I saw this interview with this guy that I dated, and I liked him so much, and I was cracking up at his answers. Like me today would never, like, he would have no chance with me. So it's just like so funny how when we're like in the moment of things that we think we care about so much,
and
but
you
it's really not going to matter.
Right.
You rationalize stuff
Yeah.
that makes zero sense.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of enough, I think like part of the issue, and I'm sure like when you go into these schools and do that component of Girl Talk, like there's like real issues with insecurity, and for whatever reason there is a comparing thing that happens with humans in general. Like that's why men fight men, is because of God knows what, but they
Strength
fight
or whatever.
yes and so like someone's got to be more manly than the other person, but like women fight with words and emotions, because that's what we sort of do. But like how do we stop comparing ourselves to each other and actually do believe that we're enough? Because like my path is my path, your path is your path. Just because like you're on it and I'm not doesn't mean I am living a bad path
Or wrong or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think just like things like Girl Talk, like the events and this movement and talking about it, like today that we're talking about it, like just to know that, like I always say, like life can be hard. And if you're trying to like copy or follow someone else's path, like how are you going to wake up in the morning and like have a good life and like get through those challenges if this isn't even something you actually care about? You just like think that you see what that girl's doing and you get competitive, and you're like, oh, that seems fun, but it's not even something you actually really like to do. So I really just think like bringing awareness and talking about it.
Being conscious of actually making the choice to support women. It doesn't sound like, it's almost like the noise you hear or are used to hearing is just like, you be the best, you go out and get them, you go do those things. And like, although those things should be that, it doesn't mean you have to take others down in your path.
Right.
And I think that it's really interesting how we just sort of tend to focus in relationships. Even like, I'll call my girlfriends and be like, I'm in a fight with my boyfriend, like he this and drama and whatever, but like I don't pick up the phone and go like, oh my god, he wrote me the nicest card, and like in general, it seems like we have more dialogue about the negative things. So it's nice to know that like we're making a conscious effort to like have these events and talk about how to support women and teach people how to be conscious of that and focus on that, because it's so easy to just be like, I'm competitive, ew, look at her outfit or whatever, right?
Yeah. No, that's like exactly another thing like that I really stress with the events is like being real and sharing the good and the bad. Because I think as women, we just like connect with people when we're like, I don't know, people think like you have to like gossip and talk about the bad things to connect, but it's like that's what I'm trying to make for this movement, to be like, let's talk about the good things and
So
like bring each other up.
So is that how you're trying to change Girl Talk?
Yeah. Yeah.
So girl talk
that's
is
the
the
idea.
positive. So what kinds of things do you
and
guys
the real.
talk about?
You can
And the
talk
real.
about
Yeah.
like the bad things that happen, but then like, because you want to just be like, my life's perfect, blah blah blah. Like say like this took me 10 years to get to, or this took this long, and like this is the stuff that happened, and but then talk about both.
Totally.
Right.
Sorry,
Because
so-
that makes
that
makes you
sense.
relatable, I think, because it's okay to be like, I was really had a spout of jealousy, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Instead, but you can still say it in a way to like admit your flaw and help other people or help yourself.
You help
Absolutely.
other people by saying that. I've been jealous in my life.
Yeah.
I've been competitive. So just say that. So then they're like, oh, okay. And they don't feel so bad.
Exactly.
Right. We're not like all living these special individual lives
It's
that
not
like
all like your Instagram page.
No,
Oh, yeah.
we have actual feelings and emotions, and I do think like, okay, maybe back in the 50s, women were taught to just be prim and proper, be the mom, make apple pies, I don't know, all the stereotypes, but
Yeah.
that actually
Sounds
happened.
fun. Oh,
yeah.
And like, there was less divorce back then and less emoting and saying what they really wanted, and they just had to like sort of stay in line. And so they taught their daughters to stay in line.
Yeah.
And like, I think that unfortunately the people after that, like that generation, went through like the hard part of having to figure out what's acceptable to say out loud and how can I feel and what am I actually allowed to do. Can I be a woman that waits until I'm 40 to get married and get pregnant, or do I even want to be married and pregnant?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well,
If
even
you
that.
might not even want to be.
Right.
So,
And then now, why do you think that there's like this influx of like feminine groups? Like there's Empowerista led by Alex Worley, then there's Girl Talk with you guys, we have like our own group too that you've got to come to, but like everyone's sort of starting to create these like ecosystems of women that we're just trying to like find women that feel similar to us, but like why do we all want this so
Why
badly?
do we all want this? And also, just to piggyback on that, it's not like I think people get confused with the term feminism or
Yes.
women supporting women. Like, I'm the boss bitch, which is cute, but like it doesn't mean that we don't feel like we want a man in our life, or we don't love men, or we aren't girly and feminine and talk about shopping or whatever you think is a girly cliche. Like those things are celebrated in these moments.
Yes.
So, but like, yeah, it does feel like all of a sudden there's like this enlightenment of that. Like, do you think it's the sign of the time? Like, what do you think that is?
So I think like first with Girl Talk, that's what I want to say. Like, I don't care if I love like being real, but I'm like, if you want to like do something to make your selfie look better, that's fine. But then you admit that you did that.
right.
But be like, yeah, I think I look better that way. And that's what I celebrate. It's being yourself.
Like,
not
I would like to start a movement. Like, you know how there's like the hashtag no filter?
Yeah.
Like hashtag I used every single filter
10
and 5
filters.
apps. all the filters.
Yeah. I
That's,
think that's amazing.
I think first of
Yeah,
all,
I agree.
self-deprecation in sort of like a humorous way, not
Yeah.
like an I'm actually a Debbie Downer and like gonna go cry in despair, but like
Right.
more just like I do this shit.
Yeah.
Own it. Like
Yeah.
Lisa Rinna says.
We talk.
Own it.
We
Own
talk
it.
about this all the time. Like, I forget. We had like a guy that was in here that has like he's like a he is a dating coach, and he was like, I will tell women like maybe don't wear those jeans. Like I'll try and uplift them up. Like
Yeah.
And sometimes people need help with like feeling motivated about their feeling whatever makes them feel beautiful.
yeah, whatever makes you feel good, do it. Like no
like
judgment.
Facetune,
And
but hashtag
Listen,
Facetune.
Yeah, hashtag
in that
Facetune.
moment when he was talking about, like, I tell women, like, what I think you will make, I help them open up to what they think will make them feel beautiful. I was like, he's like, and what that could be anything. That could be wearing a certain color to bring your eyes out. That could
Yeah.
be putting on more lipstick or less makeup or whatever he
Right.
thinks. He's like, even Botox. I'm like, I've gotten Botox. Like,
He said he's gotten Botox. He's like, I tell people that because it'll make them feel more comfortable to do it and to talk about
And
it.
I'm
Right.
like, hello, we've all done it. I mean, I've done it. I don't have any right
hasn't?
now, and I think I do need some. But I think it's like, and who cares? It's like,
Well, here,
I-
and then
who cares?
we could all say, no, you're gorgeous the way you are. Or we could say, do what fucking makes
Exactly.
you feel
I
good.
mean,
That's
I have
what-
Go
wrinkles.
get that Botox.
I have wrinkles, and it's preventative too.
Right.
Right?
That's
I
what
mean,
if you want it,
Whatever
have
makes you
it.
feel better,
Whatever makes
do
you
it.
feel better, even if it's like letting your hair go totally gray and not like
Yeah, it's
whatever
up
it
to
is.
you.
If you identify with Cruella DeVille, go with that.
I mean, listen, I know women who have all gray hair, and it's beautiful on them.
That's
Sure.
true.
Hey.
yeah.
Well, okay, so speaking of supporting women, now we talk about dating and relationships all the live long day. How can we support each other while going through these relationships and dating and, you know, the different phases in life? Like, I see, are you engaged or are you married?
I'm married.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you're married, you're in a relationship, I am single, we're all in different phases. How can we support each other through the day to day? Like, I mean, yeah, some days I might feel sad, or I might be like, I must be too brunette for that guy, or
Yeah.
short or loud. I mean, what do we say to each other
Yeah.
that will actually be helpful?
You know what? That's a good question. I just had one of my best friends go through a breakup, and it doesn't matter what I say. Like,
Yeah.
it's literally like, so I struggle with that. And then she'll come back later and be like, you know, you were right what you said. But in the moment, sometimes they're not going to listen to you. So you just need to support them and really listen and then remind them of things.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Like, remember this, or remember when you said this, like, remember this red flag. Like, just like be there for them and support them. But also, like, I don't believe in sugarcoating things. Like, I think you need to say, like, sometimes the best friend isn't the one that's like, oh yeah, like all positive. Like, you need to say, like, you need to learn your lesson, go in within yourself, and like next time, like, you'll pick a different guy. Like,
Yeah.
being like always telling the truth is like what a real friend should do, is what
Yeah.
I think. So it's not this big like girl power, like, oh, like, screw him, like, you had nothing to do with it, like, just
Yeah.
supportive, but
not
like,
realistic.
yeah,
Right.
just being realistic.
I actually said something like that to a guy friend yesterday. He was telling me, our friend was telling me about his current situation with a woman he's already sort of written off to us, and then was like, oh no, I'm still dating her, and telling me all these issues with her. I'm like, okay, I'm going to stop you right now.
Yeah.
I've heard enough.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
here's the thing.
That's a
you should
good answer.
really look inside yourself and say, why do I like this person? If I've
Yeah.
just described this person in this manner and they sound like a horrible hurricane of a mess, why would I want to make this work? And why are the things I'm saying to describe her all of these excuses for why I'm still seeing her? Why do you want to keep seeing this person? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And like here, I felt really comfortable saying it to this dude because he's a guy. Now to a girl, we do feel like sometimes it's harder to talk to them like openly, whether it's their feelings or that they're going to make excuses, they're going to do it anyway, or they're going to be mad at you because we
Yeah.
get mad at each other for
It's
the
just
truth.
the emotions
I
seem
know.
like at a higher level
And
when,
also,
with a woman.
I feel like women tend to look at the other woman and be like, well, your track record's not so good. So why am I going to listen
it
to
can
you?
Be, it can be
Yeah.
highly emotional and a little judgy. It can feel like that is
Totally.
like a problem.
I mean, I think that there's different relationships in your life, and maybe you ask different people, like, maybe don't ask the person that you don't want to model their relationship. But if you have a friend that's in a successful, like, healthy relationship and you want that, then talk to them and then listen to what they say.
I
Yeah.
agree.
But don't go to your friend that's just like all over the place trying to work on stuff.
Totally.
Right.
Or the friend that you know, like we all have friends on different levels. And some
Right.
girlfriends I know, like I just do not view men or my relationship with men or my morals with men or what I think of men the same way this girl
Yeah.
does. So I will never ask this girl for advice on men because I'm not saying she's wrong. I just do not
You don't
relate
relate.
to
Right.
her. And so I can't, it's like her advice or her point of view is always like, I don't
Yeah.
even
So
understand
you
where that's
accept
coming-
your
Yeah.
friendship. You think she's awesome for other reasons. You just don't talk to her
I
about
just
that
don't
stuff.
talk to
Right.
her about that because I know I'm like I just can't. It's not gonna. And me too. Like I say
Yeah.
things to her, and I'm like, it's
She's
not.
like,
She's
what?
never gonna do that. She's never gonna take that advice. So it's yeah. I think it's about being honest and supporting, but also knowing your audience. Kind
Yeah.
of.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. Speaking of audience, okay, so we translated Tinder and what these really ridiculous humans
my God, I
write
love
in their
it.
profiles. And like, we were wondering, okay, without sounding too cliche or corny, because that's what a lot of men do. That's, I mean, at least what we saw. What can an empowered woman write in their profile, or like, you know, how can they describe themselves in a way that is genuine and being their true selves without sounding cliche and corny?
Oh god.
And without off-putting, like making a guy feel like you're gonna bash them, or you don't
Or like
need
you're a feminist or
and
something,
nobody
like, or
needs
staunch
anybody,
feminist.
but like that's not what you want.
Right.
Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? How do you
frame it
Yeah.
in a nice way? Like, I'm a woman, hear me roar, but very quietly.
yeah, like do you think there's any like sayings that have like stuck with you through your going to schools and talking to younger girls, or having these girl talk events where you listen to professionals that are more like our age that are
Or
talking
the fact
about
that you're
things?
married yourself. Somehow
Yeah.
you got there.
Yeah.
So what are your tricks of the trade?
Oh gosh. Okay. Well, that's a lot of the Tinder thing. I just have to say I'm so happy that I didn't have to do Tinder.
Ugh,
we like
Yeah.
met right before that happened.
Great.
I can't even. I'm sorry. But
Yeah. No,
I
you're-
mean,
yeah.
I love the stories. Obviously, I have like fun dating stories pre Tinder, but I don't really like the whole quote thing on your profile. I think it's hard. Like maybe just say like things that you're into, or like something funny. I think women now, the thing with like women empowerment's kind of becoming a trend as well.
Yeah.
And I don't love I love the trend if you're actually following it. I don't love the trend if you're like just trying to like put this wall up, or like jump on a bandwagon. You're not really living your life that way.
Yeah.
I don't know, like hear me roar, like if that's what you truly feel and that's what you want to say, then you'll attract the man that works for you.
I
That
agree,
wants that.
yeah.
And like if a guy doesn't like that, then he's not the guy for you.
So I think that's a good point. Just finding your authentic voice. It doesn't really matter. Like, don't be too tied up in like what you think you sound
Yeah.
like, because if that's really what you're trying to say, it just stops there.
Yeah.
Like
I
I'm just
feel
saying
like I
this.
heard this recently, like you can't say the wrong thing to the right person.
Yep.
So it's like, don't overthink it. If that's like you go on this date, like, oh my God, I can't believe I said that to him. It's like, whatever, then he's not the one.
Right.
Like, literally.
And also think about why you said that in the first place.
Yeah.
Like, were you saying it to impress him? Were you being yourself in the
Exactly.
moment? Like, if it didn't feel right when you said it, probably because you didn't.
I
you shouldn't have
said-
maybe
I
said that.
Yeah,
said
I
something.
love that. I like have been living like that.
I love that,
like,
too.
Okay, I'm not gonna like if I'm about to like write an email or try to like contact this person or whatever. I'm like, why am I doing it? Like, am I being genuine about it? And if I'm like, oh, I'm trying to like then I'll like I won't do it.
Take a step back.
Yeah,
and
I just
see
want to
where the
know
motive
why
is.
I'm doing
Yeah.
like what my motives are.
Where did the motivation come
Yeah.
from? I said something to the guy I'm dating now on our first date that I was so in the moment. I said this thing, and then as it came out of my mouth, I was like, like I wouldn't have normally. And it wasn't a bad thing. It was just like, and then it goes back to what you're saying. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person,
Yeah.
because I don't even think when I brought it up later, like, I can't believe I
probably
said
doesn't
that.
even remember.
He was like, wait, you did? And also, oh yeah, so?
Yeah.
And I remember being like,
I have
I-
these moments with Josh all the time.
Your
And he's
husband,
like,
yeah.
I don't even remember that you said that. I mean, I look back to some of the things that we said. We accidentally like left him a drunk message, and my friend was like, "Okay, love you," and then I was like, "Don't say love you," and she was like, "Okay, no, only me." I'm like cracking up. It was
Oh!
like 6 years ago or 7 years ago, and he like had it saved and thought it was so funny, but I never knew until like we were married, or engaged or something.
But
But
you
it's
were
like
like-
all these crazy
yeah.
things that like if someone was like, "Oh, it's not going to work out," like obviously it worked out.
It worked out, because I think that goes back to, we talk about this all the time. It's like, if he texts you, wait 3.5
my
hours to text him back. It's like, it doesn't
Yeah.
fucking matter.
it doesn't.
If you text him back in 30 minutes or 3 hours, like, I think if you're not doing what you want, that's the problem. If
Right.
you're not saying what you want on your dating profile, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
you should just try to take a breath and be like, it's okay. Like, you can't say the wrong
Yeah.
thing to the right person. Just be you, so they can see you and things can occur.
Yeah.
Like, that was a real moment for you to leave the
Yeah.
drunken message to
Oh
Josh.
my gosh, yeah. That's one thing that I always like when he was brought into my life. It's like, because I was ready and I was like, I was tell him exactly what I wanted, where I see like things going. Like I wouldn't settle, like where these girls would be like cooking, but they don't really even cook, and like set up this whole date. It's like, why are you doing that? Because when you're going to get into the actual relationship,
You
you're
say
like
that all the
setting
time,
yourself
too.
up.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't
do it. Be like,
pretend
I don't
to
cook.
be the thing that you
So-
think he wants.
Yeah.
Like, because you're trying to say, oh, one day I'll be a good wife. Look at me. I can cook. I'm domesticated.
And then
it's
you're
like,
married and you're not cooking, and he's
Right.
like, wait, what about when we
on.
first dated?
right. You're, what is that? Like, you're false advertising.
Yeah.
False advertising.
I'd rather the guy know I'm amazing at making reservations and I'm so good at breakfast and dessert. The rest, you're going to have to figure that out.
Yeah, exactly.
I also don't want to walk my dog. You want to walk it? Cool. Sign up.
Perfect. No, I
how I
agree.
am.
I feel like you have to be. For the first time in my life with the guy I'm dating now, well, not for the first time, but I think I was very much like, I think this about, like, I had zero problem telling him what I thought about
Yeah.
him. Like, even though I knew that, like, he couldn't say it back to me just because of, like, the headspace he was in, I didn't care. I was like, this
Yeah.
is what I think. This is what I want. This is what I see. It was like, but there were scary moments
Oh,
in
for
that.
sure.
But it's like, for whatever reason, I just felt this, like, drive to say it, and was totally like, this is where I'm going. This
Yeah.
is what I'm doing. You coming or not? Because that's where it's going, and that's
Yeah.
what I want. And it's actually pretty.
It's like you're saving time. Because
Yes.
then what are you going to do years down the road and then end
Yeah.
up breaking up or getting a divorce?
Totally.
Like, you just need to be yourself and say,
I agree.
Absolutely.
I
for
agree.
sure.
And you empowered yourself.
I
Yeah.
empowered
basically.
myself. I did, and I think that
Women supporting women.
exactly, and
internally.
he saw
Yeah.
who I really was and what I really wanted, and then could also make his own judgment or
Exactly.
assessment or whatever he needed to. I mean, yes, and yeah,
I'm going to make a real blanket statement here, and it's probably going to offend some men. But men describe themselves as very simple, sort of like puppies. So, puppies, if I just got one, so she stares at me the whole day. She's just waiting to know what I'm doing so she knows where she fits in. If you're leading your life and a path, a man will know where he fits in and either go with you on that path or adjust or just depart. And that's it. Like, just, you need to be you and you need to live your
and vice
authentic self.
versa.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
However, though, they're a little bit more like puppy-like than women are. Women are very like, this is what I'm doing. I have all these emotions.
Yeah,
and
no,
I'm
I
gonna do
think
all the
I
things.
think everyone can have a little bit of both of those ideas, but yes, I think there are
I think as an
generalizations.
individual and as a woman, you just do what you got to do. Live your life, because like I said last week, the minute you sacrifice yourself for someone else, it's all gonna crumble like a house of
Yeah.
cards.
And that is not as to say that you can't be giving or compromise
Oh,
or
of
do things like that.
course.
There's
No,
a fine
you
line.
participate. I mean, you're not
Yeah.
just living a very selfish life, but you have to live your life.
Of
Right.
course. Yeah.
Exactly.
And we like the life that you are
Yeah.
like creating for women and stuff, because we have
thank
been to these
you.
events before, and it sounds like it's all like kind of, we've been to a couple of them. They're all very different too.
Yeah.
There's always something you can learn. There's always something fun happening. There's always fun drinks and food and chatting, and
Yep.
we meet people. I mean, that's why you're here right now. That's
Yeah.
how we met you at these,
Exactly.
and we're all supporting each other.
And what I like to see also is like, we're hosts, okay? So like, we go to some of these events and we've seen other hosts there. And because we're in the same profession, and I think that's why these groups are created, we could be catty. We could say, we're magically doing well. We're not going to tell you why we're doing well or how we got
Yeah.
here. But instead, actually, what I found at these events is, we'll run into somebody and be like, oh my God, let's take a picture together. We'll post it of each other. So we'll all get followers together. Or like, here, let's pose
Come
each
on
other.
our show.
Yeah, come on our
You
show,
come
like-
on my show. We'll all do the show.
Exactly.
And everyone's way more supportive because we're all realizing we're peers. We're in the same environment. We are just human beings trying
You
to
guys
get
know
ahead.
what you're going through, so you're the ones
Right.
that should be there for each other. That's why with Alex and I, the ones that we do together, we kind of say like hosts, PR, bloggers, whatever. We like do different ones to like, get their like genre together.
Totally.
So it makes
Yeah.
more sense. At my events, the one on May 21st, it's just all different types of women coming together for the same cause of women supporting each other. And we have like a whole panel, keynote speakers, celebrity and motivational speakers. It's more of just like the celebration, self-love, creating journeys, it's like the best event. I'm so excited, May 21st. But
how fun.
so it's just all different. It's like then you kind of just meet more friends. And the thing that I say is like, don't lead with what your work is. talk about that later.
I like that. And that should be true on a date too, I think.
Agreed.
Oh, yeah.
Like, lead with who you are as a person, because work can change. You could switch careers tomorrow. Also, you could not like someone's career. And
Oh,
you'd be
yeah,
like,
exactly. Be like,
you're
okay,
this.
you just said that, so now there's no
Right.
chance.
But
Totally.
like, they might also have all the same interests of you as you other than the career. So you're losing sight of that. But
Yeah.
okay, so is the Connect and Inspire event your most favorite event you do?
Yes.
And then how can people join you then at this event?
So we actually travel to different cities. The last one in October was here, and then this one's in Phoenix. So any of your Phoenix listeners, or even anyone on the West Coast, we have people that travel. It's
Yeah.
an easy like drive or flight. I don't know where the next one will be. I'll announce it after. But we just travel to different cities, and so just keep up with us on our website, on Instagram at Girl Talk Network, and just kind of see like our journey and join us, because I just love like connecting with a bunch of different women and like hearing women's stories and how I can help them.
And
And
I
so
like
what do
that
they do?
you travel, yeah.
Yeah, they just buy a
Yeah.
ticket?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well,
And
that's
then
easy enough,
yeah,
guys.
then the proceeds go to our school tour. So
And
Yeah.
then you
You should
travel
go.
along with that too and go to different schools. And all of this is great.
think about like in college when all the things that you're talking about with relationships. If you had someone that was like 5 or 10 years older than you that you could actually relate
So
to,
helpful.
so that's what we give them.
I love that.
absolutely. I mean, I still to this day say, like, I wish I had a mentor.
Yeah,
I know.
Like, where
everyone
a
needs a
guru.
mentor.
Yeah, just someone. So
Well-
now I think we're all sort of finding that in each other
Yes.
and
Yes,
like
exactly.
kind of compensating for the fact that we don't necessarily have one.
I think
Yeah.
that that's why this is all happening. When we
Yes.
talked about why we think this like movement is happening, I think that's it. That
Yeah.
that thirst for like support and
Connection, sisterhood,
Education
women, like, aren't
and
supposed
all-
to be
yeah.
alone.
no.
Totally. I always love safety in numbers.
Yeah.
Type of thing. Okay, and we love that you're trying to like change how people talk to each other and girl talk and what that means. And so, we know that you focus on that, and we want to make that change too, and how we communicate with each other in our lives. Coworkers, sisters, friends, the drunk girl in the bathroom that you meet for 5 minutes, that
Oh,
all of a
those-
sudden you're
those
like
are
the
the
new
best.
best friend.
Yeah.
I love that kind of a thing. So we want to, go through how some examples of how we're going to play a little game about how you can change like catty, cliche, dramatic, over emotional girl talk comments into like
Caring
the
comments.
caring comments that you're making the movement towards trying to do. So we're going to play a game called GirlTalk.0.
Oh.
And we are going to throw out like just a couple of little things that you think you've heard before that are like kind of catty, dramatic, and like girl talky, and like how you might reword them to make them more like positive and supportive.
Okay.
Okay, so ew, why are you wearing that? If you don't like someone's outfit, what could you say instead?
Oh,
Or not, or whatever.
That's supportive.
yeah.
that's supportive. I think maybe if they're not out the door yet, you could be like, actually, I love it when you wear this, or what happened to that outfit
I
that
like
you
that.
wore.
Yeah, like
I
you
love
look
it when
so
you wear-
pretty, or like all the boys love you when you wear that dress. You
Yeah.
might want to wear that today.
Yeah.
I love that. See, that's
Yeah.
so creative.
If
Okay.
they're already out, then
Yeah.
you probably shouldn't say anything.
Good
And,
call.
like, tell them that you really like their hair if you do, and say something else.
I love that.
Well, they always say like girls are like, "Oh my god, I love your lipstick," but it's like really just I hate you. Like
Yeah.
they cover it up, but it's really like say it if you mean it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
That's true.
exactly.
The truth is,
Okay.
of course.
He definitely wouldn't like someone like you.
Oh, okay. If anyone says that to you, don't be friends with them anymore.
Right.
Jeez.
Like if you think like if a girl, like if you really do truly believe it's a tough love, like that guy is not, for whatever
that
reason.
guy's, I don't think, I could be wrong, but that guy's probably not for you. I just don't think he would make you happy.
That,
like,
ooh,
go
so
test
Because
it
it's
out.
about you. I don't think he'd make you happy.
Yeah.
I love that.
Love
if you
that.
really believe it, that's
Right.
the thing, right? Okay. What about when girls get super jealous? Like, oh, okay, so you've been hanging out with Sarah. Is she your new best friend?
Oh gosh, I know. That just comes to, again, not
Right?
being like enough. Like you think you're like not fun enough, or you think you're missing something when it's like, I had someone kind of get upset that they weren't invited to some shoot recently, and it was like literally that was a 2-second thing. Like it looked like it was this whole day thing. We like took a picture really fast. So I want girls
Right.
to remember like everything you see is not exactly what's happening.
That's true.
But she'd be like, oh, that's awesome. You're hanging out with Sarah a lot. Like I'd love to like come with you guys.
Include yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Sarah must be a really awesome person.
Yeah.
Like, you're an awesome person. You always have great, awesome people in your life. I'd love to meet that person.
Exactly.
How
Yeah.
do we all hang out? Cool, dude. What about
Yeah, some of
I'm
these are,
nervous.
yeah.
she obviously doesn't eat if she looks like that.
That's a good one.
Oh,
What would you say if you heard a girl say that about another girl?
I would be like, you don't know her story or what she does. I mean, she could work her ass off in the gym or naturally be like that. I
Yes.
don't know. I would hate to hear
I
someone
know.
say like that.
I
That's
don't
just
like when
not
people
nice.
talk about people's body shape.
Yeah.
I think it's so interesting that people think they can comment on people's body.
I know.
And what that's okay to
Right.
say. Like,
don't-
you look like you lost weight, or you're like, if I gained weight, would you look at me and be like, you looked like you gained weight?
Right.
Like, how about just don't comment on people's bodies?
Yeah.
Like,
Right. I think that if there's a real...
And we should know the most of women, but I feel like we actually comment on bodies the most.
we do,
Yeah,
and we
It's
do.
like-
I'm not saying,
It's true.
yeah.
I think...
I will say, like, you look so skinny because I want her to know, like, oh my God, you look so good if I know she's been, like, working out and trying really
Yeah,
hard.
if you know their
but-
journey.
Then
If
it's
you know their journey.
complimenting,
Yeah.
like, their work.
Totally.
Yeah. If
And
you
saying
know,
it's
if you
working.
don't, maybe just, like, don't say anything.
Right, 'cause
Or
you
just be
don't
like, you
know.
look so good, or
Yeah.
if they look too skinny, I don't think.
I think it's all about, like, girl talk, like, just to button that all up, it's all about changing the idea of what is behind that, and, like, not, just trying to
Yeah.
find a positive silver lining and supportiveness underneath it all.
Yeah, if you're like,
that's-
oh, you
yeah.
hear a bunch of girl talk, what are you guys talking about? It sounds like it's, like,
Bad.
and gossipy.
It's
and, like,
not.
Right.
It doesn't have to have that
I wish
connotation.
it wasn't called girl talk, because there isn't. Well, there is guy talk, but like not as common. Like it's like what is it? Locker room talk or whatever
Yeah.
it is.
Locker
But
room,
like
yeah.
girl talk is really just we communicate a lot and we talk to each other and
Yeah.
we're expressive beings and we were taught to talk.
And
So-
listen,
Like, talking our
embrace-
inside, not
Yeah.
just, like, the, like, projection.
And
or
embrace
whatever.
the girl talk femininity of it, but it doesn't mean it's like exclusive. It just
Right.
means that
Or
we're
negative.
supporting each other. Exactly. And sometimes
exactly.
we're talking about dudes in a good way. So
Yeah.
hey, it's
Yeah.
all about everybody.
Exactly.
or we're helping each other through real issues.
Yeah.
And we feel comfortable in the space to do that. I think
Yeah.
talking in general can be a positive.
It can be a very positive thing. And we have a quote of the day that we
Yes,
think
we do.
sums this all up. Behind every successful woman is a tribe of other successful women who have her back.
Yes, I love
That's
that.
what this is all about.
It is.
Yes.
Exactly.
All right.
banding together and having each other's back.
Well, before we let you go, Sarah, please tell everyone where they can find you one last time in all the girl talk.
Oh, you guys are so awesome. Thanks for having me on and having my
Anytime.
champagne.
Oh, yes, of
course.
I'll be
course.
back next Thursday. No, I'm just
Great.
kidding.
Yes. Oh my God. Anytime.
Anytime you want.
Just at Girl Talk Network on Instagram, and then girltalknetwork.org.
Okay. And if
Yeah.
people want to follow you, do you have like?
I do have Instagram. It's just
Okay.
at Sarah Pendrick, but
Okay.
honestly, I'm on the Girl Talk one the most.
That's
I like
where
forget
okay.
about the other
No,
one.
good. That's
But-
great. I love that. Okay. Good.
Yeah. So, guys, tune in next week. We've got our guest, Brett Gursky. And don't forget to follow us on social media at Complicated Show.
Yes, and make sure you tell a friend, a girlfriend, whoever you want. Subscribe to our podcast on iTunes and Acast. Catch up on all of our episodes.
Rate us 5
Rate
stars.
us 5 stars. Keep the comments coming. We
Yeah.
appreciate you guys listening and watching. So thank
Yay.
you for joining in. Jen, where can everyone find you?
Oh, you can follow me at Jennifer Golden on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Google, whatever comes out next.
Knock on her door if you want. It's she's there. Hinge.
Tinder,
Oh, yeah.
Bumble.
There we
what
go.
else?
All of the apps. You can find me at Lauren Leonelli on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and my website, and all over AfterBuzz TV too.
Yeah.
On here too. Thanks again. We're excited for next week. Sarah, thank you so much. We
Thank
feel like we just
you.
are so empowered and all
are.
women centric now.
We're going to conquer the world today.
We
Yes.
are.
At least
Let's
today.
go.
With
Let's
champagne.
cheers and conquer the world. All right. We will see you guys next week.
Love you long time.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.